Shai. It's beautiful that the Most High brought us together again on another mighty Shabbat. Bring out Psalm chapter 133, verse 1.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 133, verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
That's right. It's a beautiful thing for the Most High to bring us together in unity, to perform that which is right in His eyes, and to walk after His commandments and to rehearse the righteous acts. All right? And of course, go over scriptures, doctrine, and prophecy. We're going to kick it off with recent events. A lot has been happening throughout this week with Lebanon, earthquakes. Of course, you got the eclipse coming up. You have major things and events happening on earth. We're going to dive right into it. We're going to start with Mayor Eric Adams. All right, that's the Mayor Eric Adams of New York. Now, this post was on March 31st. You know, just keep that in our mind for reference. And he says, on this day, we're going to be wise with our words, because, you know, Esau is very sensitive, right? He's real soft, like the sun. So it says, on this day, Trans Day of Visibility, I want our transgender and non-binary community to know that your city stands with you and will protect you always.
Wow.
New York City is the birthplace of the modern LGBTQ plus civil rights movement, and we will always march with you toward justice. That's terrible. That's all I'm saying for now. That's terrible. All right?
Always.
It says the birthplace of modern LGBTQ. And see how they defamed the Statue of Liberty? Not that we really care, but they put that image, or they forced that doctrine and kind of, you know, painted on the image of the Statue of Liberty. You know? And back in the day, during the 1900s, the Edomites at that time, they would have stand for this. They said, what the hell is this? So all the hardy men of Esau, the Edomites, they all withered away. And now this is what we're dealing with, right?
When you go into the history, the Statue of Liberty was actually Eve.
Mm-hmm.
It was a slave.
It was an Eve woman, that's right.
It was a gift from France,
From France
to
yeah.
US.
I thought I had that pulled up.
They call it Hecates, like the mother goddess Hecates in certain pagan circles.
Bring this out. This is and again, remember, this is March 31st, right? What happened a few days later, or a week later? You had an earthquake. New York City rattled by a 4.8 magnitude earthquake and an aftershock. This happened, what, yesterday? The day before? A 4.8 magnitude earthquake struck New Jersey at 10:23 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday morning. Tremors were felt throughout the state. New York City, Philadelphia, and as far as south as Baltimore, the earthquake's epicenter was in Lebanon, New Jersey. Right, that's the city. Right, of all places, Lebanon, New Jersey, a city in north central part of the state. And as they're having their councils, the secret, dark, wicked councils, you can see the cameras kind of rumbling as a result of the earthquake. You may be thinking, well, you know, earthquakes happen every day, B. What does that mean? I don't give a damn. What does the scriptures have to say about it? Bring out Matthew chapter 24. Right? Matthew chapter 24 and verse 37.
It's the book of
It
Matthew.
says, you know, the Jews seek after a sign, and here are the signs. If there was no signs before, here they are now. And you have to have wisdom and subtlety to discern, damn, I can't believe that lightning struck the Statue of Liberty. I can't believe that there was an earthquake in New York and New Jersey. After all was said and done with promoting wickedness. You have to put two and two together, right? You can get Matthew chapter 24 and verse, I believe it's 21.
You said 37.
24 and, what I said?
37.
All of this is good.
Whole thing.
We can start at verse 7.
Verse 7, It's the book of Matthew.
Let's start at verse 6, Barbershop.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
And for sure, we're definitely going to go into that with Iran, with France, with Ukraine, and Russia, and Lebanon. We're going to go into all of that as well. Go ahead.
See that ye be not troubled. For all these things,
Don't be troubled. You can't see these things happen and say, oh, man, what should I do? How should I provide for my kids now? What is my spirit and woe is me? It's just too much for me. I didn't know the truth would be like this. It's kind of scary now. I never thought it would happen. The Lord is telling you don't be troubled. Yahushua came to me by dream and told me don't be troubled. And I'm feeling pretty confident. I feel pretty relaxed, at ease. And so should you by reading the scriptures. Go ahead.
For all these things must come to pass.
They must come to pass. Right? Go ahead.
But the end is not yet.
But the end is still not yet because there's still more things that have to be fulfilled. Go ahead.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
And that's what we're slowly seeing. In fact, that is what we're seeing to this very hour. You still have nation against nation. I'm going to keep bringing up the names, Ukraine and Russia. I'm going to keep bringing up China and Taiwan. I'm going to keep bringing up South Africa and Ireland against Israel. Right? Nations are rising up against nations. Go ahead.
And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
And in that order, that's how it's happening, through the Spirit. We're finding that there may be a future famine by the way of a new so-called H1N1 bird flu amongst the chickens in a major populated area. I believe it was a chicken farm in Texas.
Yep.
They said, hey, one of your chickens got this H1N1. They're the main biggest distributor of chickens, all right? And not only that, it says pestilence, right? You got the new, it was something else going on. It was new pestilence. I can't recall. Bird flu too.
You got that bug too. The cicada.
Yeah, you got the bugs coming in too. You got the pestilence. And they gonna, the cicadas. What do they eat? Let's see what a cicada eats real quick.
They say it's about to be a massive amount of those that has never been in. You feel me? Ever.
That's them bugs that be. That's them
That
flies
make them sounds.
I hate them
Yeah.
birds. Them flies, man.
So it's kind of like the Lord sending the
You ever
locusts.
get bit by one?
See that?
I know.
And
And
most
they eat
My
grass
man,
and stuff,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, like the leaves and everything.
Big
So they
fire.
probably gonna tear people crops up more than likely.
that's what I'm
We was
thinking.
young,
Now Esau say, hold on. They say they don't heavily eat on plants and seeds. Hey, but the most I can make them. Right? The most I can make them do anything.
Oh, they have piercing, sucking mouth parts similar to a mosquito. So the Lord can send them
See
to
that?
terrorize people.
Yeah.
So, okay, you don't lose your crops, but
I
now
saw
you're getting
that.
ate up by cicadas.
He said that's hurt.
Yeah, I can't imagine getting bit by a cicada.
Con. Let's get 2nd Ezra 9 if you can start at 3.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 3. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes,
That's when you seen what?
earthquakes
Right, go ahead.
and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right, so of course, like, it's not new to us, right? But we know that this is given for a token or a sign, and that the end draws nigh. Right? The Lord said it's gonna be earthquakes in these last days, it's gonna be uproars of the people, it's gonna be tumults. Things is gonna start to get hectic and become very crazy in these last days. Right? Go to verse 6, Baba Kashah.
Verse 6. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings, effects, and signs.
Right? So the Lord said he has endings and effects and signs. So when the Lord get ready to bring an end to something, he show you through different effects and signs. We got blood moons, we got the eclipse, we got the earthquakes, we got the wars and the rumor of wars. The Lord is showing you like this is the end. Because we have these diverse effects and signs happening on a very high level. Right? So like the brother said, you can't just be one of those brothers, oh, another earthquake, we've never earthquakes all life. No. Right? It's deeper than just we've been having earthquakes. Okay, that's an effect, that's a sign. Right? That's we're having earthquakes in these diverse places. I mean, New York haven't had an earthquake in X amount of years, man. It's been forever. Right? Now all of a sudden they get rocked by earthquakes. You got the lightning, hitting the Statue of Liberty, man. Right? So the Lord is showing himself amongst the earth through diverse signs and wonders to let you know that this is the end. Because these things don't happen on a daily basis. These things is not necessarily regular.
That's right. Now, the Statue of Liberty is supposed to be very symbolic, for freedom, justice. It's supposed to be a beacon of hope. It's a representation of America, right? In statue form. And here we see in a scene that almost seems straight out of a post-apocalyptic film. A flash of lightning.
Huh? I'm blocking it on the screen.
Oh, God. A post-apocalyptic film, a flash of lightning striking the Statue of Liberty, was captured by the photographer Dan Martin on Wednesday. The bolt of lightning appears to be emerging from the Lady Liberty's torch, making for an electric portrait. Some people are seeing this, man, that's pretty, that's nice. Well, yeah, with a carnal mind, you may think so. However, when you're in this truth, you see this and realize, wow, look what the Lord is doing. Look how he feels towards America. Look how he feels towards their so-called freedom and everything that they stand for. With a righteous mind, you're going to perceive that judgment is coming. That this lightning is symbolic for destruction and fire towards America, Babylon, and the other nations.
Well, I was gonna say, don't forget about the bridge in Baltimore collapse as well.
That's
They got hit by that boat. You know, that's recent news as well of things getting hit. The Lord hitting a lot of things, and He breaking down a lot of things. And that's symbolic, you know, because you know the Lord said in Jeremiah, I believe 51, that Babylon is a gold cup in the Lord's hand. And as you see, as a woman, Babylon is personified as a woman in Revelation, personified as a woman with a golden cup. And that's what the Lady Liberty got. And the Lord is striking that down, you know. But you got to point.
I had a quick point precept to what Jordan had brought up at the beginning with the Transvisibility Day and changing the colors on the New York Statue of Liberty. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them in that latter time, that shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. So, just to elaborate, I mean, obviously, you know, they keep pushing that more and more. The days are at hand. But the great miseries that brothers are bringing out throughout the scriptures, you know, that pride is why they're about to get judged heavy in this place. So.
All right. Let's get Job 33 and 14 about to start. Because they constantly, they see every time they pull off some great extreme wickedness, the Lord touched them in some form or fashion. He visited them in some form or fashion. But, I mean, they just not getting it. And you can tell they're not getting it because they keep egging on more and more things that's contrary to righteousness.
That's the book of Job, chapter 33 and verse 14. For God speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not.
Right. So the Lord speaketh once, yea, twice, but man still don't get it. So they don't get it. Like the brother Yardan said, they look at this thing, oh, it's a beautiful photo, that's cool. Nice catch, Jeffrey. What's his name, Dan? Yeah. Nice catch, Dan. That was a good one. Right? But the whole time the Lord letting you know, look, you just pulled off what you pulled off, and I just struck it down. Right? And that's symbolic. The Lord letting you know this place is going to get cast down. It's going to get bruised. Right? Because what do lightning bring about? Fire. Right? And this place is going to burn to the lowest hell, like the scripture say.
And you know, if lightning hits something so hard and it falls down, I think it turns into plasma.
If it can turn into plasma. Plasma can kill you.
Plasma's like lava too.
It's essentially an enclosed fire.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So that's what lightning bring about.
Yeah.
And hey, it struck the tip of it too. That's where the flame usually be lit at the top. And it struck it. It could have struck it in the head, it could have struck it in the toe. Said, look, let me hit that flame. Hit that cup. Yeah. And he made Jeremiah go around, and all them kings said, y'all gotta drink of that cup.
You know, that's symbolic because all the ties that America has with the nations, it's symbolic for that golden cup. Because that golden cup is supposed to make the nations drunk.
Drinking the wine.
So the Lord is striking that cup down, and all the nations, they're gonna fight against America, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's the symbolism, like of what's going on, you know.
Yeah. Let's get that real quick. Let's get Jeremiah 51:7.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup.
What the Lord say?
Babylon had been a golden cup.
Right, so Babylon had been that golden cup like you walking out was bringing out. Go ahead.
In the Lord's hand. And that had made all the earth drunken.
Right, it made all the earth drunk. So everybody that chooses to participate with America in their foolishness and their fornication, and they're drunk. Go ahead.
That's correct.
The nations have drunken over wine, Therefore the nations are mad.
Therefore what?
Therefore the nations are mad.
So the nation's mad, because guess what? They got to receive that bitter end of the stick for dealing with America. And they didn't know that at first. See, anytime, Satan creep up, he'll never tell you the latter end of what's going to happen. He'll get you to go off and do whatever you're going to do, but he ain't going to tell you the repercussions of it, though. So it's the same way with America. They're not saying, look, I want y'all to know, if y'all do rock with me, we're going to be destroyed, guys. They ain't going to tell you all that. They setting Ukraine for a slap in the face right now. Ukraine going to join NATO, right, just to get pulverized, man. But they ain't going to tell them that, though. They ain't going to say, well, look, I do want you to know Russia's going to annihilate us. I just want you to know that. They ain't gonna tell them that. They're gonna get you to drink of that cup. And let's see the result of that. Go to Revelation 14.
14 or what?
I was gonna make a quick point too. And you don't think that they know that they're gonna be destroyed? Because if that's the case, they wouldn't be building all these underground bunkers.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good point.
Go to
They know this.
Revelation 16 and 19.
And they actually want it to happen. That's why, the Lord struck down the Georgia Guidestones. You look up the Georgia Guidestones, that's all the plans of the elite. They want to reduce the population to 500,000 of the whole world. You know how much of a madman you got to be to reduce 8 billion people to 500,000 people?
And quick point on that too. See, they want to be the Most High so bad because the Most High said the fourth part of men was gonna fall, was gonna die. Fourth part is just essentially a complete amount of men are gonna die.
Yep.
That's all it is. But they want to be the Most High so bad and think they can declare death on the masses of the people to shrink the population. You don't have that control and power for real. Like Yahushua told Pilate, you can't do nothing except it was given you from heaven, man. Bring that out real quick in Revelation 16 and 19.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts,
Right,
and the cities of the nations fell.
right,
And great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High.
right. So Great Babylon, America, they're coming into remembrance before the Most High right now. Why you think he's judging and getting on them so bad? Go ahead.
Before the Most High, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath.
Of his what?
Of his wrath.
Right. So they got to drink of that cup of the wrath of the Lord. And guess what? Everybody that chose to follow what America, they got to drink of that wrath too, man. Straight up and down.
Yeah, Ezekiel 28 and 17.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, and verse number 17, and it reads, Thy heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness.
Right?
I will cast thee down to the ground, and I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee.
Right. America's going to be cast down before every nation. Right? That's from California all the way to Japan, all the way to South Africa, to Italy. To every nation, America's going to be on his knees. Right? And I'm going to bring this out real quick, just to further let me back into prove, I got you to prove that America really got the other nations drunk. Right? Remember that. Let's Google real quick what the Statue of Liberty is supposed to be symbolic for.
Yeah, bring that up.
All right, here it is. Well, let me pull it up on the big screen. The Statue of Liberty, officially titled Liberty Enlightening the World. It's pretty ironic because it got struck by lightning, right?
Yeah.
Freedom and liberation. The broken shackles at her feet signify the end of oppression and triumph of liberty. And that's foolery, right? Because America is actually doing quite opposite towards the other nations. It's getting them drunk, it's binding them up, right? Locking them up, right? Spiritually, and in every other which way. I want to pull this out as well. Put this on the big screen.
Say the crown.
So you have statues of liberty all throughout. You have the Statue of Liberty in Italy. They're all replicated in America, all being like that great horde, right?
Wow.
You got a Statue of Liberty in Brazil. That's a replica. You got a Statue of Liberty as well in South Africa. So you have these different iterations of the Statue of Liberty trying to move after the spirit of America, right? And they call it a beacon of hope. It says, democracy. Her torch lights the way to freedom and shows the path to liberty. How can that be so when you're oppressing every nation and you have military occupants throughout all the world? And you're blinding them, telling them that they can be, how do I say, sodomite, right? A freakanoid.
They don't even want to be.
Yeah, they don't want to do that. You got the Moabite man wearing suits and tuxedos. They're participating in a furry parades. South Africans, they kind of eating cheeseburgers. I was watching a video, they eat cheeseburgers now. They used to eat cows and lions, not eating cheeseburgers with a steak, with a suit and tie on. They don't move, no nation moves how they did back in the day. Every nation had their own individuality. They all kind of moved out their own spirit, own culture. Kind of unique, you know? But now they all moving after America because America, she lifted up her dress and said, "Come get some." You got some.
Two, this the biggest, they are the biggest hypocrite because they were being oppressed by the British.
That's right.
And they said, you know what, no, stop that. And then they started oppressing us.
That's right. You can bring out Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 22. It's like 21.
To book of Jeremiah chapter 13 and verse 21. What wilt thou say when he shall punish thee? For thou hast taught them to be captains, and as chief over thee. Shall not sorrows take thee as a woman in travail?
Right, and you got something coming for you, America. Right? What wilt thou say when he shall punish thee? Go ahead.
Verse 22. And if thou say in thine heart, wherefore come these things upon me? For the greatness of thine iniquity are thy skirts discovered, and thy heels made bare. Can the Ethiop?
Right, you're going to be pretty much exposed in all the wickedness you're doing. Like it says in Proverbs, I believe. Can you get that in Proverbs 31, if I'm not mistaken? A wicked woman, she'll wipe her mouth and say, "What have I done wrong?"
It's Proverbs 30.
Proverbs 30, is it 7?
Yeah.
All praises. Right?
No, it's Proverbs 30, 20.
All praises.
The book of Proverbs chapter 20, Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman.
That's an American adulterous woman. Go ahead.
She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness.
Slavery was a while ago. What did it say?
She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness.
You don't need reparations. What did it say?
She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness.
Forget about the past.
But remember 9/11.
See? But remember 9/11. I have to turn yours off.
Try to do your.
Yeah, America's wicked, man. Can you read that one more time?
Cons, book of Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness.
So America's moving in the spirit of saying, well, I didn't do anything wrong at all. And you got to deal with it. You about to
Yeah, I was about to say, just like now they say, remember the Holocaust and stuff like that. They even act like that was the worst piece of slavery known to mankind.
well, guess what? They can forget about it. It was a while ago. Right? It was a long time ago. Forget
First
about
of all,
it,
it
right?
wasn't even us that did it. Y'all did it to us. Y'all ancestors did it to us.
Mm-hmm.
The people that did it to them not even around anymore. The Nazi Germany.
That's right.
They did it, bro. But they ancestors still walking around in our face that did those tragedies to us, man.
That's right. Can you get Jeremiah 2 and 34?
The book of Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 34. Also in thy skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocents.
Who's the innocents? That's us. That's Israel. They have millions, and I mean millions upon millions of blood on their hands. They're that bloody city. Right? Also in thy skirt is found the blood of thy souls. And they try to hide it and cover it. Right? They cover it with get a job and get money. They cover it with, these false illusions or these false dreams.
Entertainment.
Yep, entertainment, and just everything else. Jake, they get a car, they got a good job, they just get lost in the world. That's them covering their crimes and wicked deeds instead of owning up to it. Because I still, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but America never said, like, look, we apologize for slavery.
They never.
I don't think they ever said that.
Like history.
That's all they get. Just think about what happened, but we're still not going to admit it.
Juneteenth.
Just think about it, but we won't admit it. You won't hear no American president just admit it and say Salakia for the crimes that we've done towards the blacks.
And then,
Or-
in school,
or they-
all they teach is Martin Luther King had a march, and Rosa Parks said no. That's all they taught us.
I used to tell my teacher, why we don't watch talk about Malcolm X. They ain't say
Like
that.
at all.
Hey, I said that too. And this one coon, she got mad. She said, "We don't talk about him." I said, "What do you mean?"
He wasn't peaceful.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said he wasn't peaceful. I said, "Wow." You know, her name was Heaven. But this Jeremiah 2:34 again. Also in thy skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocents. Now, she may have repented, but we'll see. I have not found it by secret search, but upon all these. Yet thou sayest, because I am innocent. That's why they're going to say, I mean, Lord, you know, are these the Israelites? These were the people, right? They're going to still think they're innocent even in that day.
Damn.
Yet thou sayest, because I am innocent, surely his anger shall turn from me. Behold, I will plead with thee, because thou sayest, I have not sinned. So the Lord got something for you. So busy saying, I haven't sinned. And that's today. You ask the Edomite, I mean, how are you going to rectify what your forefathers have done? He said, I didn't do it. We didn't do that. My grandfather was a black man. He was an Italian. He was Irish man. We went through it too. That's why all these Edomites got to be slain by the sword. They're too calling themselves and proclaiming to be innocent. I got one more before I do. I got something.
I had something. I was just gonna say, Esau got some nerve, man. They got some damn nerve. Because you know, even in the parable about Lazarus and the rich man,
Luke 16.
they still ask for mercy.
Yeah.
I'm Abraham's seed. So if this not the devil, who is, man? If Esau is not the devil, who is? They always slithering and trying to get away and trying to find a different way out of their trouble and all the mistakes that they did, man. And not own up to nothing.
Damn devil.
No accountability.
That is.
You gotta fix it.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 2:12.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse 12, and it reads, Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean, contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective our infamy, the transgressions of our education.
Right, so this the mind of the wicked right here. They know they dead wrong, right? And they will not admit to it. They just say, well, look, let us keep doing more wrong. They say, look, let us lie in wait for the righteous, right? Because the righteous not for the wicked, man. And they know these things, so they know that they wrong, but they don't care. So this the mind of the wicked. They don't care that they wrong. They'll never take accountability. They just want to force more oppression on the righteous man. They say he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law. So they admit, look, we do offend the law. All right, we're wrong. So what? Like, that's madness, but that's the mind of the wicked, right? It says, when we read down 14, he was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. That's off, right? How is righteousness going to be grievous for you to behold? Why don't you want to get right? Why you don't want to turn from your wickedness? Instead of them taking the route to choose righteousness and do what's right, they choose to bring more oppression upon the children of the Lord, upon the Israelites. Right? So their minds is set to do wrong anyway. That's just how they are.
Yeah, the Lord said offend less. He said, I offended the law. The Lord keeps saying offend less. Multiple signs, multiple wonders. And I'm going to keep sinning. I'm going to keep offending these people. I'm going to keep making them work 12-hour shifts. I'm going to keep making them stress about money. I'm going to keep making sure I put all this predictive programming in movies and social media that his household will fall. I'm going to put a bus in a downtown and have an Israelite woman just show her body so they'll fall of lust in their horn. They have so much liberty to kind of get right, but their heart is too puffed up. It's hardened as low as the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Yes, I was gonna say that too.
So with that, I want to move on to the next thing real quick. I'm touching on earthquakes. We'll touch a little bit on the Statue of Liberty. I have this as well, right? Brothers utilize this website, earthquakesusg.gov, right? So what's this? You have one in Taiwan. Who was that before? That was like 3 days ago. 3 days ago. You had the one
Thursday. Thursday.
Thursday, right? You have White City, New Mexico, judgment. You have Hulan City, another one in Taiwan. Right? You have these earthquakes back to back, Papua New Guinea. This is what you call earthquakes in diverse places. Literally all over the world. So let's go back to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7 again.
That's on the basis?
Now these are earthquakes.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 7, it reads, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
These are the diverse places where earthquakes are happening. Go ahead.
All these are the beginning of sorrows."
And this is only the beginning. You still got the seven thunders to think about in Revelation. You still got these other type of weird devices that Esau may bring forth. You have CERN. There's so much things that's going to happen. Go ahead.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
And this still has to happen too. This lines up with John 16. This lines up with a lot of other verses as well. Right? Bring that out real quick. Bring that out.
John 16:2.
Yeah.
This is the book of John.
Start at verse 1.
It's the book of John, chapter 16, and verse 1. "These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended."
Don't be offended in what you're about to hear. The Lord is telling you, this is a command. Don't be offended. Go ahead.
"They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time coming, that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me."
There we go. Right? That day, it doesn't have to say Esau. We know it's Esau. They don't know the Most High or the Heavenly Father. It's like the Most High or his son Yahushua. They don't know him. That's why they promote pork and all forms of idolatry and witchcraft and wickedness, even towards their own people. And so they're going to think that they do God's service by killing you and bringing you out the synagogues and stopping you from doing your daily sacrifices. Right? And that may be in a physical synagogue, right? That's just a cheap place to teach in a cheap house. Or it may be the streets. They may just do one day randomly, just all the police just locking up the Israelites. And they waiting for the Shabbat, because they know we out there on the Shabbat. They having their secret crafty councils. Look, they come here, we're going Woodward in Michigan, downtown, midtown. This is how we're going to come and attack them. We're going to circle them, we'll besiege them. I know I abide, right? We know him, he's the scribe, get him too. We don't want him to scribe the events. Get Yariel too. We gotta get Yariel first because he got the camera, we can't have footage. They're gonna come in sieging. The siege is gonna be bad. Don't forget Ainah as well. That's muscles. Get Ainah, get Ezekiel, get Shamar, and get Josiah. Get the strongest men too. Right? They're gonna come for everybody.
I was gonna say they already have put that sign out there saying no loud sounds are permitted.
Yeah, that noise
Put that
ordinance.
noise.
Yeah, they said no singing. You're above the decibel readings.
But before
What decibel readings? They have no device on them to measure the decibels.
at all.
So they're just coming up with new laws. They're gonna say you need to get Dino too. We know he sings. He's gonna give them comfort in the prisons. We can't let that happen. We know Tazda can sing too. Get him too. Cover his mouth. They may say cut off the tongues.
Yo.
We may make light of it, but this stuff may seriously happen. Get Ezekiel. You remember way too many precepts.
Right.
He's gonna be covering them way too much. right? Get all these men. And it's gonna get bad.
It is.
And there's more names that I don't need to mention, but we know who they're gonna come for, right? So with that, we'll move on to the next big issue, or it's a wonderful issue for us, right? Because we know these signs are for us. They're meant for us, and they're here to give us hope and comfort and reassurance that the Lord is coming back very swiftly and very quickly. So it says here on the Iran Observer. You got a point?
I just got a precept in regards to the lesson.
You got it.
Two precepts. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and there is none else besides me. Therefore, evil shall come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Break it down.
Come. I'm about to say, tied into the lesson, as well as Matthew 24, as well as even what you just brought out in John 16. All of us have a lot at the end of the day, but when it comes to this destruction that's coming upon this society, it's gonna come out of nowhere. That's why, even Knockfon was going over this morning, a lot of people just making light of it, TikToks, like, well, why do I gotta go through an earthquake? A lot of people in the society, it's simple. But when all hell decides to break loose, we gonna see where the real men at. We gonna see where the real woman at, because it's gonna be nothing but bodies on top of bodies. It's gonna be falling. It's gonna...
That's right, that's right. It says in Luke 22 and 31, right? And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. That's what Satan told the Lord. So Satan came to the Lord multiple times. Satan doesn't got to go to you and ask you for permission. Hey, can I sift you out, please? That's too easy, right? So he's going to go to the Lord, and he asked the Lord. And the Lord, he told Simon, hey, Simon, he want to sift you out, right? Hey, and that's how Satan's going to move in these last days. He wants to sift us out.
That's crazy.
There's no context of the dialogue between Yahushua and Satan and conversing and saying, well, let me make sure, let me ask the Lord, so on and so forth. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes. In the same manner, you don't know what's happening behind the scenes for when they come and take us out and take us out to synagogues. Nobody really knows what's happening behind the scenes. Satan's going to fill the heart of Esau to lie and to do all perverse things, like it says in Acts chapter 5, verse 3. I'll read it real quick. But Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan filled thine heart to lie? Because Satan filled up his heart to lie. You got a point?
Yeah, I was about to say, that also goes into what I just brought out, when it says that thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. A lot of people trust in the wisdom and knowledge of this society, and they're going to fall by it. And they distract you with the entertainment, the movies, the shows, the binge watching, but it's not looking good for them at the end.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, I was just saying that, you understand, that's Peter, that the Lord, that Satan
rock.
trying to sift out. What about us?
Exactly.
We got the rock, bro, so he could easily sift us out. The Lord had mercy to tell Peter that.
Yeah, the Lord didn't have to tell him.
Bro. Deep as hell,
When the Lord gives you a dream, right, or a vision, or counsel, whatever the case may be, and that's him warning you. The same way the Lord warned Peter. And the Lord don't gotta warn you. You don't gotta do a damn thing. He can just let you fall and slither and just fall into your destruction.
You want to know another reason why Peter was so on fire after Yahushua left the scene? Yahushua told him how he was going to pass through things off him. So like the brother was saying, like if the Lord have a dream, send you a dream, you got to trust in that dream.
Can't always see a warning dream as destruction. You gotta see it as a warning for what it is. Right? If you were to have one, or whether it be done through counsel or advice or precept. But nevertheless, moreover, I want to touch on this. Iran has begun to strengthen its air defenses with massive movements of SAM systems being detected across the country. Right? So if you don't know, Iran and Israel, they're having beef.
Yeah, it's
Right.
getting worse. Yeah.
It's getting real bad. Let me see if I can find something similar to it.
It wasn't like this before. It was just Hamas.
Yep.
They got bigger.
Now, we've been bringing up BRICS for the last few weeks. If you don't know, BRICS is an acronym for a global political alliance, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Among many other countries that just joined this year, Iran being one of them. All right? Where is it? They mentioned Iran.
Yep.
Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, aka UAE, were invited to become members with effect from January 1st, 2024. A Saudi Arabian government minister said in mid-January it had not joined, but South Africa's government since confirmed its membership status. So you may be asking yourself, why does it matter? BRICS countries include major world powers such as China and Russia, and countries which are influential on their continents such as South Africa and Brazil. An expanded group has combined population of 3.5 billion, 45% of the world inhabitants. Combined, members' economies are worth more than 28.5 trillion, about 28% of the global economy. So they have major influence in shifting how money is weighed and balances. So they can form an alliance and ultimately kind of shift the weight and or power of the American dollar. And that's what we slowly seeing.
What I was gonna say, with that, NATO is gonna get involved in that situation.
Yeah, that's
With
why.
BRICS, you understand? Because if they go to war with Israel, which America is the daughter of Israel, so they're all gonna have to come together.
Yeah, we want to touch on that Article 5, right? BRICS countries and their GDPs, right? I believe GDP stands for Global Domestic Product. You got China with 17, everything's from China. Your clothes, your book bags, your books, your glasses, everything's from China, right? India, Russia, Brazil. So they play a huge role in the economy, in the world's economy. Then you have Saudi Arabia with the crude oil. America gets the majority of their oil from Saudi Arabia and I believe Canada. And perhaps other countries, but nevertheless.
Yeah.
The whole time it's an inside job.
Mm-hmm.
Like 9/11, like the brother said.
Yeah.
9/11 definitely inside job.
Yeah.
Tri-state area, all shook by the biggest quake in 140 years. The earth moved for us. Prideful. The earth moved for you. Just arrogant. Bring that out in Job. I had that. I was holding that.
Job 42.
That's-
No, Job 40.
That's another one I want. This is Job.
I think it's 38 or 39.
You can get Job 8 and 13.
The book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 13. So the paths of all that forget God, and the hypocrites' hope shall perish.
And of course, America forgets God. Didn't you bring that on the Wisdom of Solomon? Can you get that again, King? They don't have God in their heart. They don't know the Most High. If they knew the Most High, I stopped smelling pork walking down the street.
Turn is off.
You want to read it?
Yeah, this Wisdom of Solomon 2:12. It says, "Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective our infamy, the transgressors of our education."
That's right.
Is
Is there more?
That's pretty well. It's this whole thing.
What it said.
22 as for the mystery is God, they knew him not.
Yeah, you can get that.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 2:22. It says, "As for the mysteries of God, they knew them not."
Right, they don't know the mysteries of the Most High. They don't know the secrets. They don't know his favorite flower. You ask them what color was his son, and they're gonna say white with blonde hair and blue eyes. They ask you what's his favorite color, they'll say the rainbow. They don't know. He was an olive color. No, he was a direction color. That's his color, direction.
Middle Eastern.
You might read that again in Job 8.
In 21 it says,
It's the book of Job 8, chapter 8 and verse 13, and it reads, "So the path of all that forget the Most High, and the hypocrite's hope shall perish."
Right, the hypocrite, which is America, their hope is going to perish. You can get Job 15 and 34. Move on.
It's the book of Job, chapter 15 and verse 34, and it reads, "For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of rivalry."
So their gatherings, their councils, which is filled with hypocrites, they're going to be desolate. They're not going to be in those councils and dark secrets anymore. Because once more earthquakes happen, once more signs are shown in the heavens, once more kingdoms are against kingdoms and nations against nations, they're going to flee and scatter every which way, every man to his own house and to his own God. It says in verse 35, they conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. Their belly is their mind. Their mind is preparing deceit. You got it.
I was about to say, to further prove your point, it's the book of Psalms chapter 73 and verse 18. "Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors."
Mm-hmm. Break it down.
So, the wicked, even though they strength seem strong to us, and obviously to the rest of the world who don't know what's going on, at the end of the day, when the Most High judge this place, it'll be brought down in a moment.
That's right.
And like even David, he sighed for a minute. He was like, man, they just keep increasing. But at the end of the day, their end is, utter destruction.
That's right. Their sins have reached up into heaven.
You know?
It says, U.S. military forces in the region have been placed on a heightened alert. U.S. officials in Washington and the Middle East said on Friday that they were bracing for possible Iranian retaliation strikes. U.S. military forces in the region have been placed on a heightened alert. Israel has also placed its military on heightened alert. According to an Israeli official, canceled leave for combat units recalled some reservations to air defense units and blocked GPS signals. And even in Israel, I don't know if brothers seen it, and they start running in their markets and start emptying the whole markets. They're afraid, they're scared something's gonna happen. So I'm gonna bring someone out. I'm gonna bring that out.
And my question is, why is the United States getting all riled up for Israel? What they got? They got their increase.
you can get 2nd Ezra 6:22.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 22, and it reads, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty."
Right, the full storehouse is gonna be found empty because they in a panic. They in a frantic. They say, look, we gotta go hurry up and buy everything up. Hey, something may go down. We need food stocked up for X amount of days, right? Hey, so that's what you do when people get frantic and panic. They do stuff like that. They kind of move with irrational decisions, right? They kind of say, well, we don't know what's going on, but something about to go down. Then they kind of clean the whole thing out, man, going crazy. And then that's gonna bring about famine, even more. Cause you buy everything up and ain't nothing left. You gonna have to survive with what you got, and then after you don't got that, then it's over.
And robbery.
Yep, robbery.
Because if you ain't got it, if they ain't got it, they gonna go take it from somebody else.
Yeah, you can get that in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, I believe.
It's gonna be a purge.
You can get. No, go to chapter 15. and 19.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 19. "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword, and spoil the goods because of the lack of bread."
Because of what?
Because of the lack of bread,
Go ahead.
and for great tribulation.
Right, so you see the steps that people take when all hell break loose. The Lord said, look, a man, he ain't gonna have pity on his neighbor. He gonna destroy their house, he gonna spoil them, kill them with the sword, and take all their goods because what? Ain't no food. All because there's no food. This the extent that people take it to when you can't eat. The violence is gonna rise up, right? It's gonna be crazy. And it says what? For great tribulation. So not only because it ain't no food, it's great tribulation, meaning the world is in chaos. Everybody wilding out. Nobody restricted. Ain't nobody holding nobody back, telling nobody to stop. Right? Then you get to the point to where not only do you have like civil wars, they start bucking up against the all the military, National Guard, and then that's when they got to come about and just shut people down and kill them, put them in FEMA camps, martial law. So one thing leads to another, time after time after time, and this is just a light thing. They ransacking the stores. That ain't even nothing for real, right?
That's the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. That's just the beginning.
What's gonna kill it is KSC 12 and 1.
That's the beginning of the purge.
Yeah, that's the beginning.
What's gonna kill it was KSC 12 and 1. When the workers stop working.
If the grind, the mills, yeah.
The grind
That's what's
ceased
gonna kill
because
it.
they
As
were
soon as
few.
Amazon workers stop coming to work, what? That's gonna kill it. That's gonna kill everything.
Nobody
People
getting
stop-
shipment.
People stop going to work on this Google stuff, upgrading it. People stop going to work at the plants.
Yeah.
People stop going to work at these stores.
All the production. Once people start working those production jobs, and ain't
That's
nothing
over.
getting pushed out.
The
it's
train
over.
stop going.
At Baltimore Bridge, that broke down, man.
Stuff like that, so down imports and
As
exports.
soon as that train stop going, nobody want to get behind because in the front of the train, it's a conductor. He's moving it.
Mm-hmm.
When that stops, the railroad tracks start getting bad. Boy,
Boats, driving a boat.
bro, it's gonna get bad after that. That's when everybody gonna say, you got it, I need it. You ain't gonna give it to me. I'm gonna kill you for it.
That's why they say famine is the beginning of
Judgment.
yeah. Because once the famine comes, that's when chaos.
I got a real quick point. It says it's better to die of the sword than die from famine.
Yeah.
Yeah, sword straight to the point.
Yeah, famine is slow death.
Yeah.
It says Israeli supermarkets flooded as terrified citizens empty shelves in fear of Iran attack. Video footage showed empty shelves and long queues at checkout lines despite IDF warnings that panic buying is not necessary. And they're trying to calm down the citizens. It ain't happening, right? This is yesterday, right? And it says Israelis are emptying supermarket shelves as they stock up on supplies amid the threat of an attack from Iran. And Iran is threatening to attack, because we gotta pull it up again, but Israel, they end up bombing, obviously, a lot of people,
Yep.
right? But I think one of their military men as well.
Yep. One of their military men died in that bombing.
And I got a point. America have never seen this on this high level that they have. We have stores that they stop that they go in there and grab a whole bunch. They stand in line and buy these stuff. Imagine those days where you're not standing in line no more. You go in there, grab your food, and you basically stealing. You running straight past everybody in there. And once the employees see that, they gonna start doing the same thing.
And who's gonna stop you?
Americans have not seen that.
I mean, look at Black Friday.
And who's gonna stop you in that day?
That's Black Friday.
Nobody.
It's not gonna be enough police for that. The police gonna start doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. You see that in that movie, Greenland. Everybody went in that pharmacy, and it was 5-finger discount, man.
Like zombie land, man.
Early this week, 2 Iranian military leaders were killed after a strike on the Iranian consul. There you go, that's what it was. This is what happened early this week. 2 Iranian military leaders were killed after a strike on the Iranian consul in Damascus, Syria. Iranian leaders vowed that they would take revenge for the attack, which Israel has not denied carrying out. They don't even deny it no more. They don't give a damn. That's the pride of their heart. Now Israel is on high alert for a retaliatory attack. Now they scared and shaking in their boots. Their knees is buckled. They're quivering. They're sweating. They're nervous. Now videos shared online have shown Israelis dashing to the supermarkets to panic buy essentials as they prepare for a possible attack. Some clips even showed completely empty shelves. Look at that. Empty. Israelis, the central bank issued recommendations to financial institutions to ensure readiness for such scenarios as this has happened before during security threats. And one thing you gotta know about banks, if everybody pull out their money, everybody's not gonna get their money.
Yeah, they gonna slow it down.
They're gonna slow it down and or shut them off. Because once banks take your money, they kind of circle it, right? It goes into lobbying and other places.
Fluctuation.
That's why when they're coming to a bank, any of your banks, right? They just gotta either shut it down or give you a portion of what you have.
20-30%.
Because they hogging your money, right?
I used to work for this guy as a pastor, but he had his own business. And I asked him, I was like, how do the banks make money? And he said, well, let's say you give them $10,000, right? they give you a number on the screen and say you can only take out so and so.
Wait, say this on the mic.
They do
I
life
want Israel to hear.
They gain compound interest on life insurance by trading your money to people that actually gonna give interest.
Basically, what I was saying was I used to work for this guy that was a pastor. He had his own business, and I asked him like, how did the banks make money? I was like, how do they make money? All they do is hold your money. So one, he said interest, right, usury, but two, when you give the bank your money, like you give them, let's just say big level guys, $10,000 or $20,000, they give you a digital number, and you can only take out a certain amount. So that money they're keeping, it's not sitting there to rust. They use that money and invest it in properties. And that's why you can't take your money out, because they already use your money. It's already an investment plan. So that's another reason why they slowing it down. They literally don't even have it. They literally don't have it at all. It's gone. That's why they give you a digital number.
Yeah, that's right. They pat their pockets.
Saying I don't got it on me.
They give it to you. You give it to them. They loan it off to somebody with interest, and then they
You
put
get them
something.
cash.
And then they put something in a life insurance policy and gain compound interest on that.
You know, that's what happened in the Great Depression.
And they also, you guys gotta wonder why do you think the banks, they headquarters are bigger than everybody's houses? They got the money for it, bro. You gave them the cash and they just used it.
Yeah.
They gave you a digital screen number.
It's saying so right, lend not unto him that is mightier than thee. It says breaking. Bird flu outbreaks in additional dairy farms in Kansas and New Mexico. That's your food. That's your family. And I want brothers to listen to this too.
This guy, please. Yeah, he's a fool. I'm tired of him.
He'll say anything.
Yeah, he's just good.
You pay him, he like Charleston White.
I think that was the guy last week. That was the guy we spoke up last week. They just kind of bring in there and just talk, say something, but not too much.
He said, no, we never knew anything about it.
Literally look constipated.
Look at his gestures and stuff. He's
Like, look at him, he's constipated.
he's spent.
He's a great.
He's like, not
This
me.
is every Edomite.
He's talking about not me.
Every Edomite can do this at any moment.
Look at his.
That's not
He saw play dumb.
Trying to appear innocent.
Certainly Taiwan came up in the context of the call. There's not a single discussion that we
barely
don't have
moved
with
his
senior
mouth.
leaders
Let me see if we can get
in
this
the
right.
PRC where we don't talk about Taiwan. Of course it came up. I won't characterize President Xi's comments, but I can tell you that President
Let's start
Biden,
from the beginning.
during Xi reportedly told President Biden during their summit in San Francisco that Beijing plans to reunify Taiwan with mainland China. Did the Chinese leader bring up similar sentiments in their call the other day? And if so, what was President Biden's response? Certainly Taiwan came up in the context of the call. There's not a single discussion that we don't have with senior leaders in the PRC where we don't talk about Taiwan. Of course it came up. I won't characterize President Xi's comments, but I can tell you that President Biden was very, very clear that nothing's changed about our one China policy. We don't support independence for Taiwan, but we also don't want to see the status quo changed in a unilateral way, and certainly not by force.
Said a whole lot of nothing.
He basically said in so many words that we don't support Taiwan, fight for the independence, but we
At the same
don't
time,
want China to
yeah.
take over Taiwan.
At the same time, we don't want China taking over Taiwan, but we don't want to have too much dependence. Right?
So deceptive.
Yeah, very, very deceptive.
Keep it the
They
same.
really want Taiwan to themselves.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want nobody, they don't want Russia trying to get in any more land, any more nations with them. They don't want that, right? Because that's more of an influence on money. Alright, so get this. You know, winding down, I got like 2 more sources I want to bring out. Brought this out, scientists and experts are raising the alarm and warning that the bird flu pandemic could be 100 times worse than, 2019. If you got ears to hear, 2019. And potentially result in fatalities in up to half of those infected, reported by the New York Post. This is what you call scare trauma. There's another word, but I'm not going to use it.
Fear mongering.
Yeah, fear mongering and, fear mongering. So, let me see. Is that everything? It says Russia will make a first nuclear strike on the USA if Ukraine receives a large military aid. Jake Sullivan believes.
Yeah, it's 2 days ago.
So yeah, you got a lot of talks and rumors of wars happening. So it's not really a matter of if, but when.
Right. Another thing happening too, well, man was happening. Y'all heard about Hezbollah?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a, it's a lot. It's getting, the Israel, can I say Israel? The Israel thing is getting worse. Long story short, it's getting worse.
They,
They're getting attacked from both borders.
what's the name? Houthis and them just not running out of ammunition from terrorizing the U.S. in the Red Sea.
Like, but think about it, Israel is getting, like, from both sides. Hamas is on the end, and Hezbollah is, I think it's like, man, I don't know, it's another, Lebanon. We're at the top. So we're fighting on, like, both sides of Israel from the north to south border. They have nowhere to go.
All right. Now, China said they're going to take advantage of the earthquake that happened in Taiwan April 2nd.
Wow.
Right? You can't recover everything in like 4 days. Right?
Wow.
This earthquake affected them. This is a 7.3 earthquake. That's major.
Yeah, that was larger than New York.
That's a little place, though.
That's a little less than a Richter scale maximum.
You should see those earthquake videos in China and over there in Asia.
Look at this.
Now, listen to the video. You can see the video.
Richter scale.
Yeah, all praises. Who said that? All praises.
Oh my gosh.
All praises.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah. How's that? All praises.
You see the video? You gotta see the video.
Real quick. 7.3 magnitude earthquake hits Taiwan. Tsunami detected in China and Japan. Look what happened to their buildings. All their labor and the Most High threw down.
Magnificent.
So they got videos as well. I might pull up one video too. Right? Gotta pull out the visuals. If I can find one. If I can't, we'll move on. For the sake of time, we'll move on. That's what you gotta watch. The Lord said be watching. Right? What's this? Just stuff happening. Everything's happening. Hold on, what's this?
Steadfast Defender 2024. We today announced the kickoff of Exercise Steadfast Defender 2024, which commences next week and runs through May. Steadfast Defender 24 will be the largest NATO exercise in decades, with participation from approximately 90,000 forces from all 31 allies, plus our good partner Sweden. The alliance will demonstrate its ability to reinforce the Euro-Atlantic area via transatlantic movement of forces from North America. This reinforcement will occur during a simulated emerging conflict scenario against a near-peer adversary. Steadfast Defender 24 will be a clear demonstration of our unity, our strength, and our determination to protect each other, to protect, of course, our values and the rules-based international order.
Wow.
So that's the largest military exercise from NATO in decades.
It's getting bigger too. I mean, they had one. They had one in like Maryland. And they got it's a bigger one now.
Yeah, didn't they just sign Ukraine this week?
It says the total troop strength is over 90,000 soldiers. The United States or the United Kingdom has announced that it will provide 20,000 personnel for maneuvers. That's their troop strength, right? Steadfast Defender 2024. Steadfast Defender, abbreviated STDE 24, is a NATO exercise that will take place from January 22nd to 31st of May 2024 throughout the transatlantic region. It will be used to practice the response to hypothetical aggression, right? Hypothetical. Talking about literal, right? Literal aggression by a power or adversary against a member country. Let's be honest. They're getting ready for war. Just say it what it is, call a spade, right? They're getting ready for war. Activating, as we mentioned before, Article 5. The North Atlantic Treaty is a treaty that forms the legal basis of and is implemented by the North Atlantic Treaty. If I can mention what it is. But in layman's terms, that's pretty much if you attack a NATO member country, you're attacking all of NATO. Therefore, war is going to happen.
That's World War, actually.
That's a world war. And if you study World War II, it was literally the whole world, right? When you deeply look into it, it was the entire world attacking each other.
Talking about the Axis and the Alliance.
The Axis alliance, because you still had occupants from Britain and France in Africa, and like they was pretty much ruling over Africa, and they was attacking Germany. It was crazy. It was a literal huge world war.
And it's all
Not just a
stirred
few
up.
countries, it's every single country.
And it's all stirred up by one man, Hitler.
Yeah, right.
It's like, hey, like Putin.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just
Hey,
like
real
Putin.
quick, what happened though was, is the same thing that happened. He wanted more land. That's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
what it is. That's
And you know what's
literally
crazy?
what they wanted.
America didn't join
wanted,
World War II
Poland?
until like after,
Hungary, it was
because
like,
they was like it
Hungary,
affects us
Austria.
too much.
That's right.
America, they knew they was weak since World War II. You know,
hey, Germany just wanted Hungary and Austria. They broke all hell just like that.
Well, Hungary and Austria was beefing, and then they killed Franz Ferdinand in
they
Austria,
killed their general.
and Austria is like, hey, what's happening? And Hungary said, look, you know, we're not denying it. We didn't say we really did do it or didn't do it. That was World War One.
Yeah, that's
Okay, World War One, Slovakia. World War Two, that's when Hitler came on the scene, and he kind of wanted to re-strengthen Germany. They went through that big depression because they had to owe a lot of money to the after losing the first war,
Yeah.
and said, look, we're gonna revamp.
Their inflation was crazy.
Yeah, the inflation was nuts.
They have money all on the forts. Piles of money stacked up in Germany.
They started conquering, man. Whenever Esau started conquering, all hell broke loose.
That's right.
They started
See,
conquering.
So you gotta dive into these wars.
I was gonna say you gotta think about it though. Chiefly when it comes to Ukraine, right, and Taiwan, that landmass that they occupy, that belongs to the people that's trying to get it. Like that's Russian land and that's China land. So when you got somebody like America that want to make these two little people that want to have some sovereignty, when he kind of say sip this wine, now you putting America's allies on the enemy doorstep.
Cook.
That's like your enemy being right across the street from you. But this your whole hood though. This really your hood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you gonna let somebody from 100 miles that way link up with these two little people right across the street from you. And now they with them and they right in your face.
And that's
So
crazy.
that's why they like, hold on. We get all y'all trying to be sovereign, but you can't join them though and be right in front of our face and help them try to obliterate us.
I'd be damned.
It can't happen. That doesn't make sense.
They 63rd and
See what I'm
64th
saying?
in it.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
like,
Right on the
yeah.
same block.
Literally.
Yeah.
So you can't. That's why it won't work. So Russia has no choice but to defend themselves since America is pressing for Ukraine to be with them, and they about to be a part of NATO now. And China got to defend themselves because they want to USA. They don't want freedom for Taiwan, but they want Taiwan to be with them though. So yeah, you can't do your own thing, but you can get with us though.
It's Poland.
So now you do that. You putting them right in front of China. So China like, hold on, we have NATO in front of us.
Right.
What are you talking
You
about?
know that happened before with,
You know what I'm saying?
with North Korea.
North Korea, South
Yeah,
Korea.
that happened before with North Korea and South Korea.
Smash.
So like, I was gonna say that happened before with North Korea and South Korea.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say another thing with the first and second world wars.
Mhm.
It wasn't like as worse as it is now. You didn't really have Iran in there. This is literally gonna be like a world war.
Yeah.
Like everybody's gonna be included.
Cause everybody got a lot of allies too as well,
Yeah,
and
way
everybody
more.
they keep expanding. NATO is expanding, BRICS is expanding. So this is gonna amp it up on the next level because you gotta think about it. China and Russia, they got two things they got one main thing in common. Somebody from the other side is trying to be right in front of their face and not let them conquer the land that truly rightfully belong to them. And outside of Zelensky, I mean, Ukrainians essentially is just another like Slavic type people. I'm led to believe they probably are Russians.
Man.
And it's the same thing with Taiwan. Like y'all all Asian and stuff. So
Right.
it's like either you could keep the respectful land to who it belongs to, and y'all could be one big people, or y'all could join the other people and y'all got to go down with them. So they got something in common. So it only makes sense for China and Russia to come together and be on the same team and obliterate one huge elite power that's trying to overthrow them to begin with anyway.
And you know what's crazy? It's no new thing under the sun because that happened like the first war, I believe, first and second war, when Russia was trying to go to Cuba.
Yeah.
That happened before.
Cuban Missile Crisis.
Because they got, and United States got scared because they like, oh, if Russia can be close to us, they can just send a nuke right next to us.
Exactly.
And it was crazy how that happened.
Because you had 2 men on the ship. You had 3 men altogether, like the 3 generals or captains, whatever. And it takes all 3 of them to kind of, turn the key and send that missile.
Yeah.
2 of them did it. The third one was like, hold up. Look, chill out. Let's examine the matter. And that prevented the whole war.
And that's why
That prevented everything.
That's why they try to get rid of Castro.
Yeah.
The Cuban general.
They started with Poland. As soon as they got Poland,
As a son, as a gentleman.
Hey, Germany was on the run. They took France. They took Poland. But let's get this real quick. This is landing back off your point because Russia You might have to turn it off, turn it back on. Russia, they did something similar again. A Russian Navy ship docks in Cuba. I can't remember. It was something earlier this week, but Russia sent something over to Cuba again, just to kind of.
They did. It's
It might have been oil or something else.
Like a gift.
Sort of. Just to show America, hey, we're in front of your face.
I forgot it was something, but some did just happen recently that strengthened the ties between Cuba and Russia. And America, obviously, they're not gonna like that.
You know, it's
But
crazy.
they don't like it.
Because America do the same thing, and they get mad at somebody else do it.
Yeah, that's all it is.
They literally
I
got
would
closer
say
than
too.
they though.
They literally say, like they want us to have Taiwan. Well, they don't say it, but they really do. They want Taiwan to have independence and Ukraine to have independence. But where's our independence? Why don't we get the land back?
You know,
Well, I ain't gonna lie, they don't really want them to have independence. They want them under their control.
Yeah.
But a form of independence.
Without saying it.
Yeah. That's how sneaky and conniving they are. Oh, we'll let y'all be free. Cool, y'all do your own thing. Hey, but we the big boss.
I was gonna say my last point.
All right, y'all gotta listen
What
to
did they
us.
call everybody that was like siding with the Russians back in the day?
Communists.
Communists.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they brought another term like that now.
Yeah.
For a lot of brothers and a lot of people that.
They're anti-Semitic.
Domestic
I guess that's
terrorists.
it.
Start calling everybody
Yeah.
terrorists.
Domestic
China
terrorists.
right now is communist.
Domestic
But
terrorism.
even they would. I'm talking about back in the day. Even they was calling actors communists because they was
Yeah.
kind
I know
of getting on America for doing the same thing that other countries.
If you had any support, ties, or relationships to Russia, you was investigated, you was spied down. That's if you saw the Oppenheimer movie. That's what happened to Oppenheimer. He had multiple spies on him because he said he didn't say he was communist. He just said he wasn't really down with the philosophy of America, and he still labeled him a communist.
That was crazy back in the day.
If you're not with America, you a terrorist now.
That's right.
I don't want the market to be.
It says Russia is betting big on Cuba as it courts alternative economic partners. So it's betting big. I wouldn't be surprised if Cuba joins BRICS. I wouldn't be surprised.
Make my teeth, my ears teeth.
But with that being said, I want to move over to Purging our leaven. Because with all these things arising in the news, it should be as a fire under your rump. To be more in the spirit for Yahweh Shema Shai, especially seeing that there's more to come. We have a Passover approaching, right? Bring out Matthew chapter 24, verse 44, Baba Shai. Start verse 42, Baba Shai.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 42. Watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord cometh. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known and well watched the thief would come, he would have watched, and would have not suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh.
And that hour that you least expected, Yahweh Shai is returning. Very swiftly and soon. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 45.
44. Can you read that again, Baba Shai? 44.
Come. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made him ruler over his household,
Go ahead.
to give them meat in due season. Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing.
Blessed is that servant that's been studying. And you've been praying sincerely. You've been having and holding some type of integrity when nobody's around. Right? You've been trying to perform your alms. You've been trying to build up your household in sincerity and in truth. Right? The Most High knows every man's heart. And whether you're in this thing sincerely or not. Go ahead.
Verse 47. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming.
I don't see it happening. That's what a lot of Jakes say. I don't see it happening. They getting fooled by the blingery of this world. They getting fooled by Tigers games, their promotion. Tigers texting back. The NBA draft, NFL draft that's happening. You had people drunk yesterday just walking and staggering.
Man.
They're thinking in their heart, their actions are showing that the Lord delayed his coming. Their actions are showing it.
Degenerates.
Because if we know the Lord is coming soon and swiftly, we're not about to get drunk and walk in the streets. We're going to be, pretty diligent and well to our going. Now that man we met about a few drunk people yesterday. Tyler reported it. Yeah, that drunk Karen.
Got it in her face.
That's right. We have to push her off.
She kind of put her hands on me.
Yeah, we put hands on her. We taught her a lesson through the Spirit. You know, righteousness.
She looked like a, one of the men women.
Yeah, man, woman. If you have ears to hear. Psalms 141 or Psalms 144 and 1. So, you know, in righteousness. But, you can go ahead.
Verse 46 again. Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants.
Real quick. And you may show it in your actions too, by not studying and reading no more. That's you kind of showing, the Lord not coming back. I don't need to study and read. I don't need to fast. You may not think it in your heart, but you're showing it with your body and your actions. I don't gotta read and study, man. I'll read later tonight. Tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll read that one chapter. Not today. I'm busy the entire day. I'll just read that one chapter tomorrow. That's all. You can read a chapter a day. Not that you should, but you should read a little bit more and encourage yourself and exhort yourself. Or at least get some studying in, some heavy studying in, or some meditation in, where it's like an examination. Right? Deep examination. Write down all your flaws or whatever, what you can work on. Do some type of work for the Lord. If not one, all. Go ahead.
Verse 49 again. And shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken. The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, they're hypocrites because they kind of believe in the Lord, but they don't show it through their actions. Right? So you're going to have weeping and gnashing of teeth. Gnashing your teeth is yeah. It's scary. But say something?
You get a preset. You can get Matthew 26 and 41, class.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
God, this is the classic right here. Constantly want to keep watching these recent events and things of that nature. Like the brother said, you see all these things popping up in the earth. It kind of spark a fire under you. Like, dang, you gotta get it together. The Most High not playing, stuff moving every single day, stuff happening every single day, and it kind of do put that flame under you for you to like want to hurry up and hey, let me get it together. Let me go all out in these last days to as much as I can, And it says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. Because even though all these things is going on in the earth right now, you still got a lot of people that fall into temptation. And they stay drunk with their hearts being overcharged with the surfeiting of this world. So you definitely want to watch and pray, stay on point as much as you can, so you don't fall into that temptation and fall back into the loves and the cares and the lust of this world.
That's right. Like it says in Sirach, chapter 19, verse 1, you don't want to consume the small things. Consider them to be nothing. Right? Yeah, I didn't pray today. That's fine. That's a big thing. You should pray every day. 3 times a day. At least 7. At least 3. Right? Try to get in 3 prayers. Don't just get in a half a prayer. Thank you, Lord. And then just hop back on the sticks. Appreciate it, Lord. Appreciate it. Gotta throw that to the Lord. All praises.
That's what they do.
Yeah, all praises. We've seen Jake walk past, and it'd be like this, and then just keep walking.
Yeah.
Huh?
They say you did your big one, God.
Yeah, you did your big one, God. If you do this for me, I won't do this. And then they'll do it.
Still do it.
Yeah, still do it, man. Go back to it.
Think like Jesus wept, amen.
Jesus wept. Amen.
Yeah. Jesus wept. Amen.
That's all. That's not
Like, what are you
sincere.
talking about?
Sirach chapter 6, verse 37. Search and seek, and she shall be made known.
It's the book of
Listen, you got it. Your mic went flat.
No, let's turn it up. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments, and he shall establish thy heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire.
That's right. Meditate upon it. And like it says in Joshua, you might get in Joshua 1 and 8. Right, this links up with that. You want to make sure it's continually within your heart and within your mind, like it says in Deuteronomy 6 and 4.
That's right.
Right? When I walk is by the way. That doesn't only apply to the children. That applies to you too, brother. It's just the opposite, children. Why wouldn't you want to meditate and talk therein day and night in the scriptures in the Lord? Why not?
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
Even Isaac went into the field to meditate. Even Yahushua set apart some time so he can meditate. There's nothing wrong with setting apart time to meditate and to pray to the Lord and examine yourself. I got you.
John, I just had a quick point. Even in the ancient world in Rome, they started building up the Colosseums for entertainment to distract the people from uprising against, against the government because they saw different things transpiring. That's true. So it's the same thing today with all the things in social media. It's just to distract you so you're not really focused on what's happening in the outside world.
They call it bread and circus.
The Matrix.
Right? Because bread, food, and circus, aka entertainment, is going to keep anybody fooled and anybody entertained. That's like, they call them iPad kids. They got the bread, food, and then they got the circus, the iPad. Right? That's the bread and circus nowadays.
Entertainment seems like the new witchcraft.
Yeah.
Just to let me back up that brought out, the precept that brothers brought out, Sirach 637, these is always to help you purge out leaven. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it says, that's a topic. So when you keep your mind up on the ordinance of the Most High, and you constantly meditating and being locked in and focused, on the precepts, the commandments, etc., this help you purge out leaven, and it help keep your mind right too in these last days. So that was just a quick point that I wanted to make on that. Just definitely staying locked in and just constantly, trying to redeem the time the best you can. That helps purge out leaven.
All right, I want to clarify something too. Just for Jake that's watching, he tells me I can't watch something and eat something. You can watch something and eat something, but you can't, have it be for evil, right? All things are good to the godly, but to the evil it turns to wickedness, right? Don't turn into wickedness. That's what I'm saying.
It's really idolatry. That's really what
Yeah, exactly. It's just like that. Gotta clarify for Jake. Jake may feel offended. I can't watch movies. Movies.
bread no more?
Hey, no more bread. Come on.
Shit get simple.
Somebody's about to say something? Oh, we got it. I was gonna bring this out too, just to, it all ties together, right? Something big is happening in the UK. Military activity is up 1,000%, right? I forgot to mention that France. They said they want to send troops into Ukraine. They ready.
Yeah.
Right. France still has that pride from beating Russia back in the day when Napoleon was on the scene. Right. But they ended up losing at the end. Right. It took 6 coalitions to beat Napoleon. They had to put him off on an island. He was too strong. So they moving in that spirit, of that Napoleonic spirit, to pretty much conquer and destroy. That's all.
The thing is, even with France, they don't got that many soldiers. They got like well over 2,000 soldiers. So it's like, what is you coming up there with a thing on? Remember that movie, Harlem Nights? When they was shooting and then the driver had that little gun? What is your little gun gonna do with what they got over there? They gonna say, step back.
That's right.
Yeah. They gonna turn on America too. They gonna go rogue.
Right.
That's right.
Esau is always about a power grab. They literally fighting over power right now.
Yeah.
When the power is decided by the Lord, that's what it says in Sirach 10. You actually can get that Sirach 10, I believe, in verse 4.
Because the war really about us. The power is about us. That's why they're going crazy. To see who's gonna have power over the Black and Spanish nation.
That's the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
That's right. And that's talking about, Israel. You can continue.
Verse 5. In the hand of the Most High is the prosperity of man, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. Bear not hatred to thy neighbor.
Let's get on that. Well, actually, jump down to 7.
Verse 7. Pride is hateful before God and man, and by both doeth one commit iniquity.
And that's Esau. That's what he's known for. That's his main thing he's known for, is that pride. Continue.
Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
So it's not going to be translated back to Esau. It say from one people to another people. So all you Edomites fighting over power that's not even given to you, right? You got it.
You can bring out Job 34 and 24 to let me back off that.
That's a good one.
It's the book of Job, chapter 34 and verse 24. He shall break in pieces mighty men without number, and set others in their stead.
Right, other men, other mightier men are going to be set up in their stead. Right, and the kingdom, Lord willing. Hey, I'm going to see, who I'm going to see? I'm going to see Mashiach over 10 cities. Lord willing. I'm going to see Kazak over some cities. I'm going to see Abad over the libraries.
That's right.
I'm going to see Tazdak over the concert hall. You know,
Psalmist.
I'm going to see a lot of mighty men through the Spirit. Right? Verse 24. Therefore, he knoweth their works, and he overturneth them in the night, so that they are destroyed. That's right. So make sure you purging out the leaven. Whatever spirits you may have on you. I'm going to close out. First, I'm going to expound upon it with Galatians chapter 5. Start verse 17. You can get it.
It's the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other.
And so that's the battle, and that's what's going to be before your face leading up to Passover. The flesh versus the spirit. This time is the week. These next few weeks is the time that Satan is going to be knocking. He's not going to knock. So like he's going to break into your house, right? Barge in and say, "I'm here," and start moving everything around the house, saying this to your rib. Tell him to shut up. Tell him he's a nigga. And then Satan going to jump on you and say, "You might as well slap her.
Yeah.
You don't deserve that. Take it off. You a king. Yeah, you're a king. Remember, you're a god.
I don't think
You are a god." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a god." You get up. You balling up. You just being wicked, man.
Rebuke thee by Shema my
Yeah, you got to rebuke these spirits and rebuke Satan, man. He's kind of standing up, kind of looking at him like this. Just kind of looking down, like you about to do something.
Satan got me all
You don't know who I am in the spirit.
Yeah, you don't know who I am. I might be David, but I feel like I think I'm David. So you gotta treat me right.
No, Nehemiah.
No, Nehemiah. What did Nehemiah do? I'm rehearsing the righteous acts.
Look,
So be prepared.
that chuckle.
Yeah, be prepared for Psalms 144 and 1. And then Eve's saying, well, Jeremiah 3, look, I did what I did. You gotta deal with it.
Don't make me have to be Judith.
Yeah, don't make me turn into Judith and Ruth on
Hey,
you.
the sister
You
actually
hold
said
it
that.
first to me.
The sister said on social media.
Said what?
Don't, y'all better be lucky that I don't be like Judith in the spirit.
What does that mean?
Wow.
Hold on
She
first.
cut-
Whoa.
Heads off.
She's trying to. There you go. See, so Satan's going to do that. Satan's going to kind of jump in your ear and make you think a lot of things. Again, we make light of it, but when you're in that moment, you got to ask yourself, hold up, is that Satan? You got to examine all things. So can you read that again?
It's the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, that these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that you would.
Yeah, you can't do the things that you want to do no more. The flesh versus the spirit prohibits you from reading and studying, taking care of your household or whatever else the case may be. The flesh is going to make you do that. And Satan is he's a big supporter of the flesh, right?
Team flesh.
Yeah, he's team flesh. He's advertising team flesh. Satan advertises a lot of things. Right? He advertises witchcraft, wicked devices, wars. He's also advertising and promoting team flesh. You gotta ask yourself, how many times do you lose a day to the flesh? How many times a day you win? Go ahead.
Verse 18. But if ye be led of the spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these.
These things are made manifest in the heat of that argument. When you're by yourself. These things sometimes may become manifest. Go ahead.
Con. Adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like of the which I tell you before, as have I told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
And you can forget about the pearly whites. You can forget about the kingdom. Forget about the chariots. Forget about it all. If you're going to continue to carry this leaven, I mean, you're done. You're good as toast, right? For the 14, you're done. Go ahead.
Con. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace.
These are the things that should be made manifest in the midst of that argument. When you by yourself, and it's 12 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock at night, you don't know what to do with yourself. Or you just driving, you don't know what to do. You're seeing a pretty woman. Or you that sister just scrolling on Instagram, you're just liking all these guys' posts. All these men. And you got a husband, and your baby crying. You're just doing whatever Eve may go off in, right? Go ahead. These are the things that should be made manifest, right? In that moment you're feeling tempted by the tempter, which is Satan. Go ahead.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law.
That's right. Against there is such no law. Pretty much everything that's opposite of the things made manifest by the flesh.
Contrary.
That's right. Contrary, as the brother said. They're adversaries. They're fighting one against the other. Go ahead. You better. Oh no, yeah, you more.
And they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with their affections and lusts. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit.
Let's walk in the Spirit, even as Enoch and our forefathers. Even as Samuel walked in the Spirit, they walked with the Most High. All right? Even as it says in Psalms, walk in the Spirit. Walk with the Lord. Can you read that one more time, bro, for sure?
It's the book of Galatians chapter 5, verse 25. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit.
Right. Let us walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another. That's plain. Envying one another. You don't want to be desirous of vain glory. Neither do you want to purposely provoke one another. If you're provoking one another, that's the flesh being made manifest. Just provoking. Just, as they call it in the world, just poking a bear. Just I'm going to keep poking. Poking. What you doing provoking a brother?
Don't do that.
You wouldn't provoke Christ. Nobody in this room would dare to provoke Christ. But if you provoke your brother, you are provoking Christ.
Yeah.
Envying one another. Man, why can this brother jump taller than me? Why is he taller than me? Why does his whip got more horsepower than mine? Why does he have more fringes than I do? Why is his hairline way more crispier than mine? I mean, what's going on with him? He got all this bling going. Where's mine? Maybe I need to step it up. Now you're emulating. You can't be an emulator. Just emulate. Got a point?
I had to appreciate it.
You got it.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 18. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
You want to love in deed and in truth. Right? You got a point? You got it. Darn, you can get Ephesians chapter. That's the spirit. That was my verse of the day the other day. You can start verse 11.
It's the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11.
Hold on, did you have a point? Was you holding your hand? Okay, you got it.
You said verse 10?
Verse 11.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11.
Ooh, read 10.
Verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.
What it say?
Be strong in the Lord.
What it say?
Be strong in the Lord.
Go ahead.
And in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
He said, be strong. It's saying Joshua be of good comfort as well. And know that the Lord is with you. Paraphrasing, go ahead.
Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Every day you wake up, you're not fighting somebody. You're not fighting a bear. You don't fight people on a day to day. What you are fighting is your mind, your conscience,
Facts.
spirit, the
Facts.
flesh. You fighting so many things on a day to day. That's why every day man feels drained. You could have did just a little bit, but you still feel drained. Because you fight in the spirit and it's just like you fight in the flesh. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness.
That's right. You can bring out Ephesians 4 and 7.
It's the book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 7. But unto every one of us is given grace, according to the measure of the gift of Hamashiach.
That's right. We all have grace according to Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Right? And some brothers' grace may measure pretty tall, others may measure pretty short. But the point of the matter is you don't want to upset the mercy and grace that the Lord bestowed upon you. He didn't have to give that to you. It was a gift. But he gave it freely and liberally. Because he's liberal of his meats, as it says in Sirach. He's very liberal in a sense of being forgiving and being merciful. With that said, you don't want to abuse it. I mean, next week might be your last week. All because you frustrated the grace of the Lord by willingly going off, by willingly provoking your brother, by willingly just falling into your lust. Right? The things that the flesh make manifest, that's the leaven that must be purged. And I want to Google the word purge real quick. And then I'll pass it. It's purge, remove, get rid of, to eject, expel, to pure. I like this synonym. To purify. To purify means to what? To remove contaminants thereof. We might be wondering, well, what's contaminants? I want to get that contaminants. See, I gotta use Google. Polluting or poisonous substance that makes something impure. Hazardous. And the thing with contaminants is it makes it spill into the next person.
Right.
So you wondering why your brother going off? It was because of you. You was off. You had a spirit on you. That's why he's going off.
Everybody contaminated.
Yeah, everybody contaminated now.
That's why they be having the hazmat suits on.
Mm-hmm. Remove contaminants from the filtration. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, so you want to make sure that you purify yourself through the spirit. Right? In other words, to purge. So ask yourself, when was the last time I actually purged something for myself? You know? They get good at their craft, whether it be in music or I made a better bar, the production's a bit better, I got a good feature. They acknowledge themselves on a carnal level, you gotta acknowledge yourself on a spiritual level. Ask, damn, I did preach more this week. Yeah, so I am purging these spirits. Alright? Right. Got James 1 and 12.
Book of James, chapter 1 and verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
What the Lord say?
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
So the Lord said, blessed is the man that endured that temptation. So like the brother bringing out, you know, we got about 2 weeks left. Right? So, you know, Satan love to crack down. Then the final couple, you know, moments. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord say, hey, blessed is the man that endured temptation, man. And in the same chapter it says, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations.
Okay.
So we gotta be patient and hold it down, you know, and finish off strong. It's just like a race. We almost at the finish line. You know what I'm saying? So you wanna run hard, you gotta cross that thing mightily, man. Coming boldly. You know what I'm saying? So hey, keep your head up. All brothers, sisters, and children scattered abroad, Israel scattered abroad. Here, you know, that's watching over the video. Hey, blessed is a man that endureth temptation. Go ahead.
Con. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive a crown of life.
A what?
A crown of life.
A what?
A crown of life.
So the Lord is saying, when you try, and you endure that temptation, the Lord gonna give you that crown of life, man.
That is in there.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Con. Which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
Right, the Lord promised that. So, and he not a man that he should lie. So the Lord promised that you will get a crown if you endure that temptation when you try, and you will get it.
All right.
1 Thessalonians 3 and verse 3.
I'll read it because I'm there. It's 1 Thessalonians 3:3. That no man should be moved by these afflictions.